Hey guys, I'm Janet, on occasion, and today playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So I brought the Empire, and I'm against Chaos. So this is going to be, well, tough actually. I find the Empire, they're in a bit of a weird place at the moment. A lot of things seem to have got a bit of a debuff, and yeah, they're a bit iffy at the moment. And yeah, the amount of enemy units, like, well, you know, other factions that got buffs, it's tough, and I always find this a hard matchup against Chaos. So anyway, so I thought I'd give it a go. So I've got a front line of swordsmen, so nice cheap infantry in the front. I've got 2 units of great swords to throw at the tough stuff. I've got some halberdiers on the edges, so these guys will be great for dealing, you know, with cavalry. And I've also got a couple of units of handgunners. I've got Sterling's Revenge as well. So these guys will be able to fight okay in melee, but also they got armor-piercing damage, which is pretty good. And yeah, the enemy won't necessarily see them coming because they can stalk. I've got Demigryph Knights with halberds, and in the air I have an Amber Wizard on a Griffin, just for Flock of Doom. And also I have Boris Todbringer. I say just for Flock of Doom. Really, I just want the armor piercing from the Griffin, so these guys can, you know, mob things. But yeah, being able to just sort of spam Flock of Doom on their front line, it'll really help sort of tip the balance in my swordsman's favour, you know, against sort of cheaper units, and it might give them a bit of a chance against more elite units. So, you know, it just helps, right? So here, so this is a bit of a weird map. So basically, it's a big diagonal sort of, yeah, deployment zone sort of across here, and I figured he'd want to go in the trees, so I went as far this side as possible so I could quickly get onto this little plateau, so that way, you know, I could do damage to the enemy. So so that's what I'm doing. I'm moving into position over here because I figured he'd want to be in the trees. So over here, yeah, he did want to be in the trees, so that's lucky. I could have ended up just face to face with him over there, which would have been tougher. But anyway, so he's got a load of Chaos Warriors with great weapons. He's got 4 units of them, I think. He's also brought Sarthoreal, the Everwatcher, so that's going to be tough. He's hard to pin down, but my Demigryphs and, you know, Boris and my Amber Wizard, they should be able to do a lot of damage to him. So that should be tough, actually. If I can get him surrounded, he'll go down very quickly. So over here, he's also got an Exalted Hero. He's got another one knocking around somewhere. There he is. He's also got 3 units of Chaos Warhounds with Poison. These guys are going to be an absolute nightmare in the back line. And he's also got Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, so very heavy hitter, anti-large. Got to watch out for my heroes there. And yeah, more Chaos Warriors. So yeah, I think that's it, right? Oh, also he's got a couple of Chaos Warriors with halberds as well. Or is it just the one? Hard to tell with all this going on, isn't it? Anyway, I think it's just the one halberd unit. So, let's speed things up. So, first off, I leave one of my halberdiers in the forest, just in case he had some cavalry and I caught him unawares, you know? Because I don't know what he's got yet. I couldn't see, like, any of his army. I think I saw, like, that unit of great weapons, and that was it. So, I'm actually sending in my Amber Wizard to go investigate. So, I figured it'll be safe to go in the forest. If he's got marauders with throwing axes, then they're not going to get good hits through the trees anyway. So, yeah, I can definitely scout out with him, because they're not going to have a lot of ranged, so I should be okay. So, I fly in, see what's what, and see if there's a good place to put a Flock of Doom, which I tend to overcast constantly, because early on he just gets a lot of winds of magic. So, yeah, it's well worth it. So, over here, you can see, he saw my halberdiers, and yeah, he's going straight past. So he's got his 3 units of Chaos Warhounds. I know this trap isn't really working anymore. I see there's no other cavalry with them, so I figure maybe he doesn't have any cavalry. So I bring the halberdiers back to defend the back line a bit better, because, yeah, they're just going to walk around me, aren't they? So I need to bring them closer to my units. I also start kiting them with the Demigryph Knights to sort of probe slightly. Though I'm never going to be able to get them sort of in this forest. I need to wait for them to come out and get the drop on them. So anyway, over here I did drop a Flock of Doom, but it seemed to do almost nothing, which is very odd. I don't know what he did, but yeah, barely a scratch on these guys. And that was an overcasted one, I'm pretty sure. So I get another one on anyway. So so this is the extended one. So this should do okay. I mean, look, you see there, look, that's doing some damage. So I don't know, it seemed odd. The first one I dropped didn't seem to do much. But yeah, that's definitely scraped away a lot of their health. So that's good. So pretty useful, pretty useful. So here I actually get Stern's Revenge to point this way to try and help with these guys. I'm going to use the Demigryphs, bring the halberds back. I'm going to move these halberds to the side as well, I think, to try and help against them. These guys I actually turn around at first because I thought he was going to come in earlier. But no, he's clever. He's going to come in with his front line first. But that will give me a chance to sort of throw my Demigryph Knights in and stuff while he's not paying too much attention. So I've also come in with Boris as well, just to get, you know, see if there's anything I can jump on. But with the Shaggoth here, it's a bit iffy. So yeah, another Flock of Doom comes down. So again, hitting 3 units. I'm trying to make sure I hit as many units as possible with these. And you can see the halberds have taken a ton of damage now. And halberds are going to be a pain. So here, he sort of doubled up, so I wanted to get him quickly, you know, before that could happen. I throw in the greatsword. This is going to be a big mosh pit for a while, which probably isn't wise, because Sarthoreal can just bound through them. So I should have spread units out a bit more, tried to flank. Obviously sending the greatswords over here to deal with these guys would have been really useful. But I get some early shots on them. And over here, I'm getting some good shots on the Warhounds. So all 3 units have run right around. And I got my halberds trying to make sure that, you know, nothing bad can happen. So here, I dive on Sarthoreal, try and get some early damage to him. And you can see the Shaggoth is over on this side. So I'm going to try and get my handgunners to deal with them. And I'm moving the halberdiers in here to deal with these Chaos Warriors with great weapons. So it will be actually very tough for the halberdiers here, but it will pin them in place a little while. Because as you can see, my swordsmen here have been completely just decimated. As is Sarthoreal, he's very damaged. So that's really good news for me. So, what's he proc there? So, Final Transmutation, not a bad shout. I'm just going to do a fair bit of damage, and you can see one of my swordsmen there is wavering too. So, the Warhounds are charging right in, they're on the handgunners, which is very annoying. But I'm doing a ton of damage to his Shaggoth now. And I got my Demigryph Knights in here, fighting the Warhounds and the Shaggoth. This isn't great for the Demigryph Knights, honestly they can take a lot of damage, but he can't stay in this fight with all this, you know, all this range support. So another Flock of Doom comes down, but he's using bombard abilities on me. Really, I've only got the great swords still fighting. All the swordsmen, they're out. Right, they don't want to stay in here. Unfortunately, my Amber Wizard got pretty knackered as well with all the halberds, and so is Boris. But I will be able to get Boris out of here, so I'm going to have to get him out soon, though. Because if he flees, then that's going to affect morale a lot. So I'm going to have to pull him out of the fight, unfortunately. But he will regenerate, so that's why I was happy to have him there if it meant taking down Sarthoreal. Unfortunately, he did get away, and there's no point shooting him, he's just got crazy missile resistance. So I need to take out everything else, really. So over here, got Stern's Revenge, they're freed up, and so are the halberds. So, you know, I've got plenty of stuff that can deal with this Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. I pulled my Demigryph Knights out for a bit, and now I'm bringing them back in. So, yeah, bit silly, he went for the halberdiers, when he should have probably just got the hell out of there and waited for his hounds to come back in to interrupt these guys. But it means I should be able to take out this guy pretty quickly. So, you know, chasing him with the Demigryphs. Over at the front line, though, my swordsmen are really struggling. Oh, wow, I still actually have some swordsmen there. I thought it would just be the greatswords. So, anyway, I've got the greatswords. Front line, both of us are in tatters, but he definitely has the numbers. So, I'm going to really rely on my heroes to get some work done. Because, yeah, he's still got the 2 Exalted Heroes as well. They're going to do a lot of damage to Boris. Luckily, though, they're on foot, so that's not so bad. So here, I get another good dive on Sarthoreal. Hopefully, I'll be able to take him out very soon. So, I'm getting guys coming back. I need to bring my handgunners back. I need to bring a lot of stuff back. So, here, I'm going to charge in with the Demigryph Knights into this blob. My Amber Wizard, once again, is, yeah, got completely wrecked. So another good bombard ability there. So, yeah, it's chasing these guys away again. So there goes my handgunners. I really need the handgunners. So it's very wise to focus them. Here I've got Stern's Revenge. I think they're facing the wrong way, which is very irritating. But they should be able to fight these Chaos Warhounds for quite a while. They are quite good at melee. So here I did take out his Lord. I think they took out my Amber Wizard though. But I'd say that's a fair trade. I'd basically run out of Winds of Magic at that point, so it's okay. So now I'm trying to bring people back. Oh, so there's the Amber Wizard. There he is. He's gone. So yeah, starting to get guys back and bring them in. But I mean, look at this with all the Exalted Heroes. There's a load of halberds knocking around. I've still got some great swords fighting, some halberdiers here. So it's not the end of the world, but yeah, my swordsmen over here are getting screwed over by these Chaos Warriors. But I'm going to keep cycle charging these guys. I'm getting some good shots on. So that's not bad. So I'm just trying to pin them in place, basically, and just keep them busy with Boris, who can regenerate while I get everything in. So here, this is okay. So Stern's Revenge, getting some pot shots on the halberds. The halberds constantly just running around to try and chase my Demigryph Knights, and amazingly, my halberds are actually lasting here. I'm amazed they haven't broken, you know, when they're surrounded by these guys. So that's pretty good. So here, try and break these guys, because they're really, really damaged. I saw their leadership was really low. So here, they actually get terrified, and that's exactly what I wanted. So here, I've got the Demigryph Knights, only 8 of them left, cycle charging. But yeah, all of this stuff is going to do a lot of damage to them, honestly. So I'm trying to pull out my handgunners to get in a better position. I've managed to scare these guys off. See those armor-piercing missiles? They're not to be sniffed at. They really aren't. So turn these guys around, start firing at them. Swordsman trying to keep him busy. But yeah, ton of damage there, and now he's really weak. One good charge from Boris, and I can take him out. So as you can see, yep, he's broken. Or is he terrified? So he's terrified as well. I love that. Exalted champions, exalted heroes, they're not immune to psychology. You can terrify them away. And at this point, a load of stuff is starting to shatter. Army losses is hitting. They're still upset that Sarthoreal died. and they call it a day. So that was fun. I really enjoyed this battle. It was really good. I don't often play Empire actually, as I'm sure you've noticed from my videos. But when I do enjoy it. I should play them more. But yeah, so as you can see, Boris, not many kills. Amber Wizard, he wasn't expected to get any really. I was just using him to try and snipe heroes and just do damage with Flock of Doom, and that never gets any kills. So I wasn't expecting him to really do much damage. Well, kills anyway. So, but he did his job. He did his job well. He helped me take out Sarthoreal, and he did a load of damage to their front line. And he exhausted the Winds of Magic, so I was happy to sort of commit him, sort of over-commit him in that fight if it meant, you know, finally getting rid of Sarthoreal. Because Sarthoreal, difficult to pin down. You know, very difficult. So, you know, Demigryph Knights managed to get rid of the Shaggoth. Great. Stern's Revenge did amazingly, actually. I mean, they were able to fight off a load of the Hounds in melee, and yeah, all that armor-piercing damage, they did great. These guys, I think, are a must-pick against Chaos. Because, yeah, if you keep them away from, like, the real, like, front-line soldiers, then they'll do great. Because, yeah, just like any sort of, I don't know, like quick cav, like Marauder Cavalry or anything like that, they can handle in melee, which is great. But those armor-piercing missiles are fantastic. They will do a lot of damage. So yeah, they're really hard to shut down. And the fact they can stalk, sometimes you can just really get the drop on people and then start hitting them with all this armor-piercing damage. It's really good. So yeah, I really rate these guys. The handgunners, not a lot of kills, but they did a ton of damage to the Shaggoth and a load of damage to the Exalted Heroes. I just had them focusing on very small units that were very dangerous. So they did great for me. Great Swords, you know, actually stood up in the front line very well. One of the units of Halberds did a fantastic job. 82 kills. What on earth was he fighting? Yeah, this guy, MVP. Because yeah, I did not expect my Halberds to hold that well. I was pretty well fighting Hounds actually. But, you know, that's what you want it for, really. Just stopping stuff from getting into your back line. Unfortunately, yeah, the Swordsman got pretty wrecked. But then, it's Chaos Warriors, you know. I was hoping it would just be Marauders or something, and these guys would do okay against Marauders. But, yeah, against Chaos Warriors, that is tough. But, Chaos Warriors are very expensive. But you can see they got their value out of them. I mean, that is a lot of kills. That's pretty great. But, yeah, I think he slightly misused his Chaos Warhounds. You know, he used them to pin down halberds and stuff. His Shaggoth, like, it was a lot easier to single him out. Because my back line was still intact, which really it shouldn't have been. Those Hounds should have been constantly re-maneuvered to try and avoid my Demigryphs. So, yeah, I think he could have done more damage. He could have taken out my handgunners and things before I could take out the Shaggoth. So, you know, slight changes in tactic, I think, would have helped. Because I would have had no choice but to use Boris and the Amber Wizard to, you know, try and help my back line out. But then, of course, my front line definitely would have lost against all this. So, yeah, pretty tough, honestly. Pretty tough. I think it could have gone either way, looking at the builds. So, yeah, anyway, guys. So, if you enjoyed this, then please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.